If you don't know him, Craig Jones is a top elite no-gi grappler in the world right now, one of the best in submission grappling no-gi. He has a YouTube channel for his school called B-Team, and he has a podcast where he talks about a range of topics regarding Jiu-Jitsu. And I like to watch him because he makes some good points sometimes, and he's actually pretty funny. And in his last podcast, he was talking about uniform policies in Jiu-Jitsu schools, and I don't agree with everything he has to say. Some things that he say I do agree, but let's hear and then we'll discuss.
Uniform policies.
That's true.
Different gyms around the world have uniform policies. There's no reason to have a uniform policy except that you want your members to buy your merchandise, you know?
Jiu-Jitsu schools are a private business, private organizations, so they have all the right to have a uniform policy. It's up to the students to decide if they like the policy. They will sign up for the school. If they don't like the policies that are being forced in a Jiu-Jitsu school, they are free to leave and go to a different school.
Guys, just make cool merchandise. Make something gay. Make something drug related. You know, like pay a designer, and guys will wear your shit. You shouldn't make them wear it.
In this point, I actually agree with him. In my school, I don't make it mandatory for my students to buy the gi of the school. I feel like they should have the freedom to look for another source. Maybe there is a company that has a better quality or better looking gis. So in this regard, I agree with him.
Rafa Mendes, AOJ, I believe you could only wear white gis.
Yep.
Is this a gym or is this a Klan meeting? You know what I mean? Why are we all wearing white fabric over us at all times?
What he's talking about is Rafa Mendes, who runs one of the top Jiu-Jitsu teams in the world, Art of Jiu-Jitsu, and Rafa Mendes requires for his students to only wear white gis. And Craig Jones is making the joke about what is this, the KKK? And even though he's joking, I feel like indirectly is he accusing of Rafa Mendes or anybody who asks their students to only wear white gis to be running a cult? Because there are schools like this of toxic environment where there is a cult of personality towards the owner or the main instructor of the school, and I don't think it's fair to include all Jiu-Jitsu schools who ask their students to only wear white gis. In my school, I actually ask my students to wear white gis only, and I have a few reasons. Let's see if you agree with them. But here are my reasons to ask my students to only wear white gis. The first reason is hygiene. I can actually tell right away if a gi is dirty, if it's a white gi, if it's a blue gi or a black gi. You cannot tell if it's dirty. If I notice a white gi that is dirty, I can tell the student right away to please watch his gi and make sure he comes to school, to class, with a clean gi every time. The other reason I ask my students to only wear white gis is because I am affiliation under Grandmaster Helson Gracie, and he asked his affiliations to make his students to only wear white gis. This is a tradition. The Gracies back in the day only wore white gis, and we are part of the lineage of Helio Gracie, Helson Gracie, who is his second oldest son, and then we're part of that lineage, so we follow that tradition. Some traditions I don't agree and I don't follow. Some I think they are pretty cool. I like this one. As a matter of fact, Helson has a story. he said that his father, Elio Gracie, was watching a jiu-jitsu tournament where there were a bunch of gi colors, and he asked him, "Dad, what do you think about all these gi colors?" And Elio Gracie turned and told him, "They're a bunch of clowns." And I think Hellsong understood the message. He is someone who really follows the guidelines of his father, so he makes everybody wear white gis, and I respect that, and I'm very proud with my white collar gi identify with that lineage. The other reason why I ask my students to only wear white gis is aesthetics. As I said back in the day, the Gracies only wore white gis, and then different color gis starting to appear. First was blue gi, and then there were black gis, and then there was a point where everything got out of hand, and nowadays if you go to a jiu-jitsu tournament, you will see all kind of color gis: green gis, red gis, yellow gis, pink gis, gray gis, camouflage gis, Dragon Ball gis, and it's just out of hand. And I feel like when they take the group picture, there's a rainbow of colors and it doesn't even look cool to me. I feel like when you take a group picture and everybody's wearing white, it's minimalistic, and I feel like it looks better. If I start allowing students to wear different color gis, it's just gonna get to the point where it's just getting ridiculous. The other reason why I ask my students to only wear white gis is because there are studies that have shown that there are multiple benefits in an education setting when students are wearing a uniform. I have some notes here. It says school uniforms keep students focused on their education, not their clothes. School uniforms create a level playing field among students, reducing peer pressure and bullying. Wearing uniforms enhances school pride, unity, and community spirit. School uniforms may improve attendance and discipline. It says, there's a list here, it says create cohesion, fairer dress codes, removes peer pressure, improve study ethic, increase safety. And the last reason why I ask my students to only wear white gis is because the sense of community. The jiu-jitsu mats might be one of the few places where everybody is the same. It doesn't matter your background, if you have money, if you don't, your race, your religion, your political beliefs, if your education, you have a high education or not, what you do for a living. None of that matters when you're on the mats, and I feel like everybody feels more unity when everybody's wearing the same color gis. Enhances the sense of community where we're all the same here, trying to get better and trying to help each other every day on the mats. And those are my reasons why I ask my students to only wear white gis. Let me know what you think. Maybe you disagree. I would love to hear that in the comments. Maybe share with us the uniform policies that they have at your school. And please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll hope to catch up with you on the next one.